The term emotional dysregulation gets thrown around a lot, but many people aren't sure exactly what that means.
I know you hear the name, you're thinking, I think I know what that means, but that's why Dr. Sheryl Ziegler is here to tell us. Emotional part, dysregulation.
Yes, it's so wild for me. When I first started getting trained, this was a term we used very in-house, like a very clinical term. And now just common people are using it. And I'm like, wow, what happened here? So think about regulation. So regulation is almost like the homeostasis. So it means like emotional events happened, right? Or just events happen and your emotions stay within range. You have the capacity to deal with what's coming to you. If you are emotionally dysregulated, it means you're in lack of homeostasis, right? You are not able, it's outsized, you're not able to respond and stay kind of calm and emotionally stable throughout whatever the event is. So that's sort of what it means. So a kid could be having a fit or they're just melting down. That would be, you could say, oh, they are emotionally dysregulated. They don't know how to say, I'm hungry or I'm tired. I could use a nap. I could use some protein, right? They don't have that ability in that moment to speak for themselves in that way.
Parent of a 2-year-old, I can tell you,
It's
you deal with a lot of dysregulation.
Constant, yes.
So how do you recognize emotional dysregulation in yourself especially, or someone you know?
Yes. So it really is an important skill because it's that when you are experiencing like that irritability or you just like can't deal with like somebody kind of, maybe cut you off a little bit in a parking lot and you just feel so upset. It's one of those things to kind of go, oh, okay, this is dysregulation. I'm way too upset about this thing, or I haven't let that thing go that happened 15 minutes ago. And really what it allows you to do is be able to check in with yourself and say, what do I need for myself in this moment? And that's what, when you stay in dysregulation, you don't know what you need. You don't have the tools. You don't have the skills. So you look like you're, really upset or you're a mess. And so by being able to say, I'm an adult who focuses on myself first, what do I need to stay stable? So that way, if you're raising kids, you can model it for them, but you can also see it in them. It's so easy to see in someone else when you're like, you're hungry or you're tired or that comment earlier is still really bothering you. And then you can help them. But you really do have to start with yourself.
That's a good point. I mean, even with young kids to say, I need a minute. Just give me a minute and I'll come back to you because I've got a minute. But what if like those that are neurodivergent or something, like how do you recognize it?
Yeah, well, it's really interesting as we were just looking at different things that have come up over the last week. So one of the things that has come up is that there could be this third subtype of ADHD in which it's like a dysregulated type. And so this is a very interesting idea. And there's another diagnosis that came out in the last few years that has dysregulated mood disorder kind of thing in it. So when you're looking at kids who are neurodiverse, it's right now, I think, really helpful to just imagine that if you have ADHD or any other kind of neurodiversity and life is coming at you, or it's really loud somewhere, it's really overwhelming, it's finals week, whatever it might be for a kid, that their symptoms of that ADHD may look exacerbated because, again, they don't have the skills to be able to manage all of that regulatory ability. And so regulation it's really interesting when I think of the teen brain, the part of the brain, the limbic system, that's super emotional, it goes on first on, it's like the gas pedal. And that is why, a tween and teen, they're just hyper alert. They're looking for, oh, do you like me? Do you not? Do I fit in? Don't I? Right? So that's really high level. And then the prefrontal cortex that says, slow down, let's make sense of this, hold on, there is proof that, Kim likes you because X, Y, Z. That's not online for way after. So while they're both developing, one's going a lot faster than the brakes. So when we look at ADHD, this is putting it simplistically, there's this idea, and I think this is new research, so I can't say for sure, but it's gotten a lot of recognition the last week that maybe people with ADHD, there is a subtype in which they are sort of in a chronic state of dysregulation, and that's why they struggle so much managing their emotions, sometimes with social skills. And so it's a really interesting idea. It's sort of like what came first, I'm not exactly positive, but there's a lot of hand in hand with like neurodiversity and the ability to really regulate your moods, at the level that we'd want a kid to.
Sure. So if I need to pump the brakes or I need to help somebody else pump those brakes, how do I do it?
Yeah. So there's an idea called co-regulation. And co-regulation is really a thing. It means that, let's say you're the child, right? I'm the parent. However I'm feeling, I should be the dominant energy sort of in our relationship right now, right? Because I'm the adult, you're the toddler. And so however I'm feeling, you will start to feel like me. So if I'm irritable and I'm cranky, like you're gonna be more irritable and cranky, right? But it was just like Kim said, if you're having a hard time, I might say, you, my 2-year-old, I'm gonna take a break right now. I'm gonna go take some deep breaths. And when I come back, we'll finish this conversation. Or come here, let me hold you. Let's start breathing together. Your breath, your ability to say out loud what you're doing is what we call co-regulation. So you can co-regulate, you can also co-dysregulate together. But it's a really important idea that this has been around for decades and decades, like really since the 50s, just around attachment theory and how parent and child sort of play off of one another. We want the parent, though, to be the one in charge, not the kid.
All good stuff.
I love it.
I know, I do too.
We'll start using this.
Yeah, thank you. It's always
welcome.
good, fascinating. Thanks, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler.